Many Canadians see that this is an issue far greater, far more important than healthcare. It's about coercion and compliance. It's about stripping away Canadian rights entrenched into the Constitution and the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And it's clearly stated that vaccinations in our Constitution are not mandatory in this country. But as we've heard our Prime Minister say not that long ago, I realize I'm trampling on the Constitution. I realize I'm setting aside the rights of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, but I'm going to do it anyway. And that is inherently wrong. That is un-Canadian. And so Canadians across the board, regardless, truckers are now the leading force of getting this government to back down. And thank God we've got truckers with a force as they are to converge on Ottawa and say, we're not leaving here without an understanding and of agreement in place, because everything about Canada is being changed and rewritten. Canadians across this country, I'm not saying you have to wake up. I'm just saying be discerning. I'm saying pay attention. I'm saying make up your own mind and examine it. If the vaccination is right for you, great, do it. If it's not right, don't do it. But you should not be forced to. And that's what we're heading for, is a totalitarian kind of government where your choices will be made for you. This is epic. This is the tipping point where the Canadians now unite, vaxxed and unvaxxed. Whether you're pro or against, you have to see this, because if this starts in this field, it will migrate into every other area of our Canadian lifestyle. That which makes us Canadian is going to be undone. And where's that going to end? Where do you stop this enforcement and the stripping away of rights and freedoms? There's no end. This is just the beginning of a pathway that, if we proceed along it, as Ronald Reagan once said, will put us into 1,000 years of darkness.
How do you as a trucker respond when you hear the way to fix this is to penalize and sideline truckers so that we can get our supply chain fixed again?
You know, that one is actually really easy, because I have a question for everyone listening. When did we hear the words supply chain and interruption ever before? Never. I maintain never, because our logistics of this country have been developed over years and years, and we don't have a supply chain problem except that which is being created by a forced mandate. A healthcare choice is providing and dismantling our supply chain. We didn't hear about it. It's completely manufactured at the federal level. And then it filters down into the provincial level, where somehow it's been decided that everybody needs to get this. And that's just where the problem starts. Where it's going to end, I have no idea. But it is truly at the front door of the Prime Minister's office, of Parliament, and 16 Sussex Drive. That man has done more to unravel the fabric of what Canada has been woven into over more than 100 years. And he's done it in less than 2 years. It's shocking where we are today. You have to pinch yourself and take a look around you to believe you're living in the Canada that you grew up in, that you were born into, possibly the true north, strong and free. Not happening right now.
Thanks so much for being on.
One more parting comment, if I may. In this moment, as Churchill said, in this darkest hour right now, and I believe we are in one of those dark hours of Canada, this is where we get to do something that's truly historical and epic. This, out of the darkness, the light will shine. In my world, that is the light of Jesus Christ. In my world, that is our Creator God, who has been set aside, maligned, and completely disregarded. Out of this darkness, the Canadian people will rise and come together. And if the fundamentals of that establish this country, which are fundamentals of evangelical Christianity, are reestablished in this country, we won't have these problems. This is where the revolution, the restoration, and the revival, as some people have been praying for in this country, revival. This is the conscious awakening of Canadians right across the country.